In our turbulent, uncertainty-filled world, it is easy to feel lost in an ocean of stress and anxiety. However, there is a centuries-tested way to find calm even amidst life's strongest storms, a path to inner peace and serenity. Let us dive into the very heart of Stoicism and explore 10 timeless principles capable of fundamentally changing your perception of inevitable ups and downs. These principles aren't abstract theories, but practical tools for daily application, helping to strengthen your inner power and resilience. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge and tools to cultivate calm confidence, regardless of any twists of fate. The first principle is defining and maintaining a clear purpose. Imagine sailing across the boundless sea of life without a specific direction, submitting to the will of waves and winds. That is how life feels without a clear purpose, chaotic and defenseless against external forces. Epictetus emphasized the importance of having firm, clearly defined goals. He said that difficulties reveal a person's true nature, and the more serious the test, the more honor there is in overcoming it. When you have an unwavering purpose, it is like a compass guiding you through life's stormy seas. Such a purpose doesn't emerge from nowhere. It forms in moments of deep reflection about what truly matters to you. This isn't just about career achievements and personal victories, but also about the principles and values to which you decide to dedicate your life. What is your highest purpose? What kind of person do you strive to be? These are questions whose answers will help you find your unwavering purpose. Once you define it, it becomes your anchor amid life's storms. Life will inevitably throw new challenges at you, but with a clear purpose, these challenges become more manageable. They cease being insurmountable mountains and transform into steps leading to your ultimate goal. A firm purpose is not something that you stumble upon by chance on your life's journey. It is the fruit of deliberate and deep reflection about what is truly meaningful to you. These contemplations require time and honesty with yourself. You must look into the depths of your soul, beyond fleeting desires and momentary needs, to understand what genuinely drives you from within. This process may include reassessing your life's course, letting go of old habits, or adopting new perspectives. The search for purpose is a continuous journey of self-discovery and alignment with your authentic self. Once you find this purpose and instill it in your heart, the next step is to make efforts to nurture and protect it. The second principle is control over emotions. When someone offends us, it is natural to feel pain and a desire to retaliate. But our emotions are generated by our thoughts and personal perceptions. This means we have the power to choose how to react to any situation. Instead of allowing resentment to take over, we can view it as an opportunity to strengthen our patience and self-awareness. Start with small habits that help you regain control over your thoughts. For instance, set small, achievable goals each day. Every time you reach a goal, even the most modest one, you strengthen your self-belief and confirm your ability to control your own mind. Guarding your mind also includes establishing boundaries. Be selective about what you allow into your mental space. Just as you wouldn't let garbage accumulate in your home, don't allow negative thoughts and toxic people to clutter your mind. Surround yourself with positive influences that elevate and inspire you. Read books that broaden your horizons, engage in conversations that challenge and develop your thinking, and spend time with people who support and encourage you. Another aspect of guarding your mind is cultivating a growth mindset. View difficulties as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your comfort. When facing obstacles, remind yourself that each one is a chance to become stronger and wiser. This change in perspective can transform how you perceive adversities, making you more resilient and less susceptible to negative influences. The third principle, the art of handling criticism. Epictetus taught that we have no power over the opinions and actions of others, but we do have the power to choose our reaction to them. This principle means that even in the face of the harshest criticism, we ourselves decide how deeply it affects us. In today's world, this means acknowledging that each person has their own views and values, which may differ from ours. It's normal to encounter different opinions and sometimes sharp remarks. What matters is how we perceive and respond to such situations. The first step in handling criticism is a deep understanding of yourself. When you clearly understand your motives and the reasons for your actions, criticism from others loses its edge. If you know that you reacting in accordance with your values and principles, negative words from others lose their weight. This self-awareness creates a solid foundation that protects you from being easily swayed by external opinions. When facing criticism, don't rush to defend yourself. Instead, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is there any truth in this criticism? Sometimes even harsh feedback can contain valuable insights that help us grow. This doesn't mean you should take all criticism at face value, but being open to considering it shows maturity and a willingness to learn. Stoicism also teaches the importance of patience and gentleness. Patience allows us to maintain composure and not respond to criticism hastily or negatively. Gentleness helps us maintain good relationships with people, even if they disagree with us or criticize us. The fourth principle, the ability to transform offense. Epictetus taught that we are not frightened or upset by events themselves, but by our thoughts about them. This means that when someone offends you, the pain is caused not by their words or actions themselves, but by how you perceive and react to them. In other words, the power to decide how strong the impact of an offense will be is in your hands. This principle is liberating because it transfers control from external circumstances to your inner world. Transforming offense doesn't mean denying your feelings. It is natural to experience pain or anger when you hurt. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge these emotions but not let them control us. It is about creating a space between stimulus and response. In this space lies your power to choose a response that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Another powerful tool is the practice of forgiveness. Holding on to offense and resentment only harms yourself. It's like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer from it. By choosing forgiveness, you free yourself from the burden of negative emotions. Forgiving doesn't mean condoning the offense. It means releasing its power over you. It is a gift to yourself that allows you to move forward with peace and clarity. The fifth principle, overcoming fear and shame. Epictetus pointed to a profound truth. We ourselves assign meaning to events, thereby generating fear and shame in our souls. This means that these emotions are not inherent in situations themselves but are products of our interpretations. Realizing this, we can begin to change how we perceive and react to fear and shame. Fear often arises from uncertainty or anticipation of negative outcomes. It is a natural protective reaction, but if not controlled, it can become overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us to face our fears head-on. Instead of avoiding what frightens us, we should examine it carefully. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of? Break down the fear into specific concerns. Often you'll find that fear loses its power when you analyze it rationally. For instance, imagine you're afraid of public speaking. This fear may stem from concerns about being judged or making a mistake. But by examining it, you realize that the audience didn't come to judge you harshly, but to listen and learn. And even if you misspeak, it is not the end of the world. Every speaker stumbles from time to time. By facing this fear head-on and preparing thoroughly, you gradually build confidence. With each presentation, you chip away at the fear, and it becomes more manageable. Shame is a deeply rooted emotion that makes us feel unworthy or defective. It often stems from societal pressure or past mistakes. Stoicism teaches us to face shame with courage and self-compassion. It is about accepting our imperfections and learning from our experiences rather than allowing them to define us. Powerful tool for overcoming shame is self-forgiveness. Clinging to shame keeps us in a cycle of self-criticism. By forgiving ourselves, we free ourselves from this burden and allow ourselves to move forward. This doesn't mean justifying our mistakes, but acknowledging them, learning the lesson, and letting go. This is an important step on the path to healing and personal growth. To practice overcoming fear and shame, start small. Gradually expose yourself to situations that evoke these emotions. Use each such experience as an opportunity to learn something. Over time, you'll build resilience and discover that what used to frighten or shame you no longer has the same power over you. This step-by-step approach and reflection help desensitize you to fear and shame, making them more manageable. Stoicism also teaches the importance of community and support. Share your fears and feelings of shame with trusted friends or mentors. Openly expressing these emotions can be liberating and provide you with new perspectives and support. The sixth principle, anticipating obstacles. Epictetus suggested that by foreseeing potential difficulties on our path, we prepare to meet them calmly and thoughtfully. This isn't about pessimism or expecting the worst, but about being realistic and ready for anything that might happen. When you anticipate obstacles, they to catch you off guard when they arise. Instead, you already have well-thought-out solutions and ways to manage your reactions. One practical method for anticipating obstacles is a technique called premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. It involves taking time to visualize potential problems and consider your responses to them. For instance, before an important meeting, you might reflect on what could go wrong, technical difficulties, uncomfortable questions, or even your own nervousness. By visualizing these scenarios, you can plan your reactions and reduce the surprise effect. This practice isn't about fixating on the negative, but about building mental resilience. By mentally rehearsing how to cope with difficulties, you are less likely to be thrown off balance when they occur in reality. You become more adaptive and able to maintain composure, distinctive features of Stoic philosophy. Anticipating obstacles also means being flexible and open to change. Life rarely goes according to plan, and overly rigid expectations can lead to disappointment and stress. By anticipating that things might not go as intended, you maintain flexibility and readiness to adjust plans as necessary. This adaptability is crucial for navigating life's uncertainties gracefully and effectively. Anticipating obstacles helps develop patience and persistence. Knowing that challenges are inevitable, you develop a long-term mindset that values perseverance over immediate success. You become more patient with the process and resilient in the face of failure. This endurance is a key component of Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the importance of resilience and inner strength. Regular reflection can also improve your ability to anticipate obstacles. Take time to analyze past experiences and identify patterns. What challenges have you faced and how did you overcome them? Which strategies worked and what could be improved? By learning from your experiences, you can better prepare for future obstacles and refine your approach to problem solving. The seventh principle, inner strength. Epictetus is known for his statement that what matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it. This simple yet profound assertion highlights the very essence of inner strength. Our true strength lies not in changing external circumstances, but in our power over our internal reactions. When facing adversities, whether harsh criticism from a close friend or an unexpected failure, we are free to choose our response. This choice defines our character and shapes our life. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of distinguishing between what is in our power and what is not. This distinction is critical for maintaining inner peace. We have no control over the actions or opinions of others, but we do control our attitude and reactions. By focusing on what we can control, we conserve our energy and reduce unnecessary stress. This shift in thinking strengthens us and helps us remain grounded in the face of external turbulence. Forgiveness is another powerful aspect of inner strength. Holding onto grudges and resentment drains our energy and clouds our judgment. Just as Stoicism teaches us to control our reactions, it also encourages the practice of forgiveness. This doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but freeing ourselves from its power over us. By forgiving, we release ourselves from the burden of negative emotions and create space for healing and growth. Building inner strength also involves developing resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and failures are inevitable. The key is to view these failures as opportunities to strengthen character. Each challenge you face is a chance to practice resilience and perseverance. Over time, this practice reinforces your inner strength, making you more adaptable and less susceptible to life's vicissitudes. Practicing gratitude is another effective way to cultivate inner strength. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do have, promoting positive thinking. Even in difficult times, there is always something to be grateful for. By regularly acknowledging and appreciating these positive moments, you strengthen your emotional resilience and maintain a balanced perspective. Inner strength also lies in embracing vulnerability. Acknowledging your fears and insecurities doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. By confronting these vulnerabilities with courage and compassion, you transform them into sources of strength. This self-acceptance is an important component of inner strength, allowing you to move through life authentically and confidently. The eighth principle, restraint in action. This is not about suppressing emotions or pretending they don't exist. It is about acknowledging your feelings but not allowing them to dictate your actions. About creating a gap between stimulus and response, a moment for reflection and choosing the most appropriate course of action. This practice of pausing and reflecting has the power to transform how you interact with the world. Aspect of restraint in action is the ability to delay gratification. In our fast-paced world, we often tempted to chase instant rewards and avoid discomfort. However, Stoicism teaches us to value patience and perseverance. By delaying gratification and working toward long-term goals, we cultivate discipline and resilience. This principle also applies to how we communicate with others. In moments of heated discussions or conflicts, it is easy to let emotions take over and say things we later regret. Stoicism teaches us to practice restraint in our words. Before speaking, consider the impact of your words. The practice of self-control requires self-awareness and discipline. You need to be aware of your impulses and actively choose to control them. This may include setting personal boundaries, practicing mindfulness, or developing new habits that support your goals. For example, if you tend to procrastinate, create a structured schedule that helps you stay focused and productive. Restraint in action doesn't mean becoming passive or avoiding action altogether. It is about mindfulness and intentionality in your choices, about understanding that our actions have consequences and taking responsibility for them. By practicing self-control, we become more effective in achieving our goals and maintaining inner peace. The ninth principle, acceptance. Acceptance is the first step toward effective action. When we resist reality, we waste energy and create unnecessary suffering. For example, if you lost your job, it is natural to feel upset and worried about the future. But by accepting the situation, you can focus on what to do next, updating your resume, networking, exploring new career opportunities. This proactive mindset allows you to better handle difficulties and reduces the emotional burden of the experience. One practical way to cultivate acceptance is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices help you stay present and attentive, allowing you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you develop the ability to accept each moment as it is, with all its imperfections and uncertainties. This acceptance creates a foundation for inner peace and resilience. Acceptance also involves letting go of perfectionism. Many of us strive for perfection in our careers, relationships, and personal achievements. But this relentless pursuit can lead to stress and dissatisfaction. By accepting that perfection is unattainable, we can appreciate our efforts and progress. This doesn't mean lowering the bar, but recognizing that imperfection is part of the human experience. Gratitude is another powerful tool for fostering acceptance. When we focus on what we have instead of what we lack, we shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude helps us see the good in our lives, even amid difficulties. By regularly practicing gratitude, we strengthen positive thinking and enhance our ability to accept and appreciate life as it is. Acceptance extends to our relationships as well. Often, we have expectations about how others should behave, leading to disappointment and frustration when they don't meet these expectations. By accepting people as they are, with all their strengths and weaknesses, we can build more harmonious and fulfilling relationships. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior, but understanding that everyone has their own path and struggles. By practicing empathy and compassion, we create space for authentic connections and mutual growth. The 10th principle, living in harmony with nature. Epictetus and other Stoic philosophers emphasize that living according to nature means recognizing your place in the world and acting in accordance with your rational and social nature. At its core, this principle is about living authentically and harmoniously with the universe. Living according to nature begins with self-awareness. It requires a deep understanding of who you are and what your true nature is. This involves introspection and reflection on your values, strengths, and purpose. By understanding your natural inclinations and tendencies, you can make choices that align with your authentic self rather than conforming to societal expectations or external pressures. This principle also means recognizing and accepting the natural cycles of life. Just as seasons change, our lives go through different phases: growth, stability, decline, renewal. By embracing these cycles, we can navigate life's transitions more easily and gracefully. Living according to nature requires mindfulness of our impact on the environment. As part of the natural world, we have a responsibility to care for the planet and preserve its resources. This includes making sustainable choices, reducing waste, and respecting the delicate balance of ecosystems. By living in an environmentally conscious way, we honor our connection to nature and contribute to the well-being of future generations. Which principle do you find most challenging to apply in today's world? Share your thoughts below. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. There are more videos on this channel that will help you become a better version of yourself.